Welcome to today's discussion on working with files in Flutter and Dart. If you're building mobile or web applications that interact with servers, understanding how to manage and manipulate files is a crucial skill to have. In this video, we'll be exploring the question of whether it's possible to count the number of specific files on a server using Flutter and Dart. This topic might seem straightforward, but as we dive deeper, you'll realize there are several considerations to take into account. We'll break down the steps involved in achieving this task, highlighting key concepts and providing examples to illustrate each point. By the end of this video, you'll have a clear understanding of how to approach file management on a server using Flutter and Dart. So let's get started. When it comes to interacting with servers, one common requirement is to retrieve information about files stored on the server. In our case, we want to count the number of specific files present on the server. To accomplish this, we'll need to use a combination of HTTP requests and file management technique. Firstly, let's consider how we can send an HTTP request from our Flutter app to the server to retrieve information about the files. We'll use the HTTP package in Dart to make a GET request to the server, specifying the endpoint that handles file-related queries. Once the server responds with a list of files, we'll need to parse this data and filter out the specific files we're interested in counting. This is where things can get a bit tricky. Depending on the format of the response data, we might need to use techniques like JSON parsing or XML parsing to extract the relevant information. Assuming we've successfully parsed the data, we can then iterate through the list of files and count the number of specific files that match our criteria. This could involve checking file extensions, names, or even contents. To illustrate this process, let's consider an example where we want to count the number of image files with a JPG extension on the server. We would first send a GET request to the server, specifying the endpoint for retrieving images. The server responds with a list of image file metadata, which we then parse and filter based on the JPG extension. Finally, we iterate through the filtered list and count the number of matching files. To summarize the main points discussed in this video, we can use HTTP requests to retrieve information about files stored on a server from our Flutter app. The HTTP package in Dart allows us to make GET requests to the server, specifying endpoints for file-related queries. We need to parse the response data and filter out specific files based on criteria like extensions, names, or content. We can iterate through the filtered list of files and count the number of matching files. Counting the number of specific files on a server using Flutter and Dart is definitely possible. By leveraging HTTP requests, file management techniques, and data parsing, we can achieve this task with relative ease. If you have any questions or need further clarification on any of the points discussed in this video, please don't hesitate to ask in the comments below. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel for more content on building amazing apps with Flutter and Dart.